Well, the University of Maryland is trying to calm fears that recent mold problems on campus may be linked to a virus that caused a student's death. 18-year-old freshman Olivia Paregol died Sunday. She had adenovirus, which typically causes respiratory illnesses. The university now says 5 more students have illnesses tied to the virus, but insists there's no consistent connection to mold. Jericka Duncan shows us why Paregol's father believes the school could have done more. Jericka, good morning.
Definitely a sad story considering what we're celebrating today. Good morning. Olivia Paregol already suffered from Crohn's disease and a weakened immune system before contracting adenovirus. Her father says several weeks into the fall semester, she complained of respiratory issues and visited the campus health center. He believes mold in her dorm room could have made her even more sick.
You can't sleep at night because the pillow is right next to mold and you're up all night coughing.
University of Maryland freshman Jericka Duncan says she discovered mold on her shoes and clothes in her dorm room back in August. She believes the fungus eventually made her sick.
We got to go home on the weekends and we would be totally fine at home, and we would come back and would be sniffling and coughing and then have headaches.
Thompson says she repeatedly alerted the issue to university officials, who eventually moved her and more than 500 other students to temporary housing while the school worked to clean the dorms.
They had put in a dehumidifier and the heat had finally turned on. The mold seemed to go away, but it was a good 2.5 months.
Freshman Olivia Paregol died on Sunday after contracting adenovirus. Ian Paregol is her father. He says her room also had mold.
It didn't help the illness. I think that's a really fair statement. We don't know that there's causation yet, but it didn't help things.
The University of Maryland says it learned of the first case of adenovirus on November 1st. This past Tuesday, the school announced there were a total of 6 cases, including Olivia's.
I want the other kids to make sure they don't get sick. I mean, apparently there were 2 kids sick when we came forward, right? That was the 13th. I would have liked to have had that information. And now there's 3 more kids sick.
While we want to acknowledge that there are cases on campus, we don't necessarily want to stir up unnecessary angst.
Dr. David McBride is head of the campus health center.
What we've done is we've stepped up our cleaning efforts. We're on high alert here, and we're working to be very diligent in following up on cases when students are sick to make sure that they don't worsen.
The University of Maryland says state and local health officials are investigating the outbreak on campus. Meanwhile, the CDC says mold can cause respiratory-related symptoms, including wheezing and a stuffy nose. Adenovirus began spreading at a New Jersey health center last month. 11 children died in that outbreak. And as we were talking while the story was airing, this really focuses on children or people with a compromised immune system. So, you know, it's not like if you get it, you're going to die, but it stinks when you consider the people who were impacted by this.
And nonetheless heartbreaking for their families.
Absolutely.
Jericka, thank you.
Thanks, Jericka.